Hello there, and welcome back to the third episode of the Devlog series for Spies and Lies. The deadline is creeping up, so the core mechanics will have to be finished quite soon. Let's see what we've been up to this week. We've been making a lot of tweaks and additions to the enemy AI this week. The enemies now have a detection meter, which fills up faster the closer you are to the enemy. This gives the player a chance at stealth, as the enemies being alerted instantly doesn't give the player enough time to react. It's a bit too slow, so it'll be adjusted later on. As Rob Lang suggested on the last video, I've added some spice to the enemy behavior. When they're in patrol mode, they will reverse the patrol routes once they've finished it to make the enemies a little less predictable. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time to add advanced behavior in combat, and I probably won't get around to that due to the deadline, but I've at least spiced it up a little bit. Speaking of patrol routes, I've now added a script which determines the closest patrol route to the enemy. I'll be making multiple separate patrol paths for each level, and I can't assign each individual enemy a path, so I wrote a script that does it for them. These changes to the behavior and the path system resulted in quite some infuriating bugs that took an afternoon to get fixed, especially with getting the save and load system to save all of the new data. I didn't expect to need so much storage for this, but here we are. But in the end, everything was working properly. And on the topic of bugs, I also encountered quite a funny one when making the reinforcement system. Once the alarm is activated, the game will spawn 4 enemies every minute as reinforcements at the nearest flag. But the save and load system had some trouble with loading only 4 enemies. It's quite a good stress test, but not the desired result. As I also said earlier, the new enemy behavior needed a way larger save and load system to store all the different variables. I mainly had trouble with the pathfinding system, as the enemies would return to the starting point of the patrol route instead of continuing where they left off. After an hour or two and after trying all sorts of solutions, I finally realized what the issue was and got it working properly again. As I also said earlier, the deadline is creeping up, so the core mechanics will have to be wrapped up in order to make time for the level design and story elements. The last week before the deadline will ideally be used only for bug fixing, polishing and optimization, so that leaves us with about 4 weeks to finish the game. Hopefully the core mechanics will be finished by next week, even though we've got Christmas this week and New Year's next week. Luckily the great majority is done, and we only need small tweaks and fixes to wrap this up. That leaves us with 3 weeks for the rest, which is mainly level design and story elements. All 5 of us will be designing levels and putting them together in Game Maker as a breeze, so we'll mainly be focusing on the design portion. We've also got a bit of story to add in, mainly the letters that tell you what missions are about and what you've got to do. All in all, we're putting in quite some effort to get the game finished on time, and I'm sure that we'll be able to deliver something that we can all be proud of. With that being said, thank you for watching. I'll be laying low a bit due to the holidays. Anyways, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I'll see you around in 2020.